Socialist and you hate private property ownership.
There was a scheduled flag burning, and there's been reports that there'll be a public square at Euclid. We don't know. All right, here we go. I'd gotten the suspicion, based on pictures I had seen of various crowds, that the media wasn't telling the full story.
Get back! Get back! You touch me again, I'll sue your ass!
I witnessed the whole thing, officer. It was okay. I saw what they did. These photos that they're posting of the protests, they're all edited. They're shot to make it look like there are more people than there are. The media wants you to believe that nobody likes Donald Trump. Nobody's rallied behind him, and there are millions of people protesting Donald Trump. That was the story, but when you're there, you would see 10 people and you'd say, this is a protest. The media would treat each protest as if it were a new protest, and not say, no, these are the same 10 idiots out earlier. These are the same 20 idiots out there earlier. They just took a 2-hour lunch break, and now they're back. It was truly the theater of the absurd.
Fuck free speech for fucking nationalists!
So what?
Free speech for fascists!
Why are you even talking? You don't
because I have a right to free speech.
But why?
I think far too often people get stuck into their presumptions or opinions and don't want to have an open dialogue. And I think that's something that this country seriously needs.
So what I did was I used journalism. I did real journalism. There's an app called Periscope which allows you to live stream events as they happen. I just ran the Periscope app. Alex Jones is in the media scrum trolling like 5 protesters, right? So I just kind of want to give you guys a sense of how quiet it's been. All right, all these people are journalists. All those people are there are journalists from Looky Loos. There's like maybe 5 protesters. All right, moving. I'm moving. I just witnessed Alex Jones of InfoWars be attacked by left-wing activists. And it really started to wake people up. A lot of people who actually maybe had a different conception of me or had a bias against me thought, wow, I'm gonna watch Mike's stuff anyway because he's the only one telling the truth. Alex Jones was walking with the megaphone, calling them globalists, speaking out against Hillary, and he approached the group, but he was very peaceful, no disrespect at all, and the ferals, the left-wingers, the social justice warriors, stormed down and attacked him. I was right in the middle. If you watch the Periscope, you see it just start to shake, right? Because I was in the mix. The police come in to restore order. They were grabbing us, shoving us out of the way. If the media says that was brutality, that's a lie. My glasses were actually knocked off. I was almost on the ground. Because they said back away, they had to get in to break the fight up. And any media reports about police brutality at this event, at Public Square, at the RNC and CLE are complete, total lies. I don't edit, I don't play gotcha, I don't play checkmate. I don't care who you support. You can be for Bernie, you can be for Hillary, you can be for Trump, you can be for Ted Cruz, you can be for Gary Johnson. That isn't my point. I want to bring back real journalism to the people. There just aren't that many protesters, that's the thing. So this is, for example, another protest. It's all cops and then like 4 or 5 agitators. It's boring. The end of the RNC was, to be honest, a little anticlimactic. And we have SJWs they're finally taking a bath. People were expecting massive protests. They are tired of violence. Every time there was a protest, people would kind of run to look at it. Again, 10, 20 people there, and people would roll their eyes. I'm very proud of them for bathing. The media played that up and said, there's such division at the RNC. There's so much divisiveness. Trump is so divisive. Actually, the vibe at the RNC was very cool. There's Cassandra. How you doing, Cassandra? I got recognized many times by people who were pro-Trump supporters. Yeah. I'm a big fan. Oh, thank you. People who weren't.
Mike Cernovich!
Met a lot of really great, interesting people. People did have a lot of fun. There was a lot of good energy. But I don't want to say that we were disappointed, but I was disappointed. I expected more action.
So disappointed by these protests.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to go to DNC. I went to the DNC even though the RNC had been boring. I expected the DNC to be boring. It was anything but.
Burn that fucking white capitalist shit the fuck down! Oh shit! Oh shit! She's on fire! Fucking hands off! Wow! Get your fucking hands off!
The DNC was complete and total pandemonium. There were real protests. There were real protesters. To give you kind of like a better vantage. So at the DNC, you can find footage of me walking with the Bernie protester march.
All right, so we're at the very front of the line now. There's a look at the protest. Good turnout.
And it was an amazing experience for a number of reasons. One is, I saw this big, huge group of people marching and I go, wow, this is a real protest.
You can smell a lot of weed, that's for sure.
As we're walking with the one protesters, 1,200 people or so, I see a huge police barricade and I go,
there's a huge police barricade ahead, you can't really see it yet.
uh-oh, is this going to be a big clash with the police?
So what do you think is going to happen once we get up to that barricade? Is that sort of...
I thought that was the first march that went through.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a little head start on us.
Okay.
So we weren't actually marching to a police barricade, we were marching to the partition between the second protest. So as we marched, there is another large group of Bernie protesters, maybe another 1,500 people.
That's a whole different one. Okay, that's one. That's another one. That's two. I'm like a kid in the candy store. I was so bored at the RNC because there weren't any protests, and now I'm like, there are protests everywhere.
And people were marching from City Hall in Philadelphia to Franklin Delano Roosevelt Park.
There's a lot of people here. We're just people everywhere. The RNC, there was 120 protesters in total. When you went to a protest, it was just all cops and media and everybody else. You can't even walk through these, and there's still a march going on. This isn't even like the march. This is just one part over by the convention center, right? Everywhere you look, check this shit out.
The first day I counted between 5,000 people. Some estimates put it at 10,000 people.
All right, 360. Right? That's everywhere, okay? Everywhere.
And you know what I didn't see? In life, a lot of times it's what you don't see. Media wasn't there.
Well, here we are. Okay? There's not even one journalist here, except for me.
I couldn't believe it. CNN, NBC, MSNBC, no journalistic outlet was there covering this massive protest at the DNC. Meanwhile, when 10 people would show up at the RNC, you would have 100 journalists and photographers there.
So the delegates are taking the walk of shame. The delegates behind the wall. While the huddle mass is protest.
At the RNC, the protesters could go walk right up to the people. At the DNC, there were walls and barricades everywhere.
What are they afraid of? Yeah, what are they afraid of, right?
It's like, we're the criminals, but not her.
Yeah.
So at one point, the protesters, they either breached the wall or tore down the wall, or the police had to come through the wall. There are multiple flag burnings.
Burn that shit down! Burn it!
So there was like drama where some people didn't want the flag to be burned, some people did. There was some shoving going on.
Get your fucking hands off! Wow. Get your fucking hands off!
The media wanted to say the Democratic National Convention was united, the RNC was divided.
So right here, this guy's pro-Hillary, media everywhere. There's pro-Bernie.
Remember that the DNC leaks had happened. WikiLeaks had showed that there had been collusion between the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton's people to rig the election for Hillary.
Pro-Bernie, pro-Hillary, right here, folks, in real time. propaganda media right here.
It is like living in 1984 or like living in the Soviet Union. The media just pretends that these people don't even exist.
If you are standing against this party, you are standing with Donald Trump.
Aggressive enough.
Where are the cameras? Why won't the media cover her? Why is the media being a stooge for Hillary?
They erased them from history. I was surprised by that.
This is WikiLeaks in action. The media is only covering the pro-Hillary side right here. Cameras everywhere. Where are the cameras on the pro-Bernie people?
You have to really wonder who funds the media and why.
They don't want to talk to you. They're only going to talk to the Hillary people.
Close their ears like they have from the very beginning of these primaries.
WikiLeaks right here.
It's time to start holding the media accountable and asking them why they're not telling the true story.
That's what, now the media's talking to her.
You know that a lot of Bernie supporters actually...
All right, the media's actually going to talk to her now. Good. I'm glad that I was able to get a voice out for the people, because that's what I do. I want fair media. Tired of this propaganda. Tired of propaganda. Doesn't matter who you support. Media propaganda has to be called out. That's real power to the people, right?
I'm Mike Cernovich from DangerandPlay.com, Guerrilla Mindset, and you can find me on Twitter also.